In the Craig Proctor system, if I'm not mistaken, Craig, we've been studying this for quite some time. This is the first place to ever see real estate sales teams do in excess of $10 million a year in commission income. Not only are we responsible for more millionaire agents being created than any other system or coaching outfit out there, saw the first $10 million in income revenue teams, $20 million or more.
Yep.
So there's nothing that's impossible, is it, Tracy, here with the system?
Absolutely not. And then it opens up a whole world of other things like, so, everything I do is real estate related. So with that, we have mortgage, we have a short-term, a property management company, which is for the short-term rentals in our area. We have,
well, I typed into the chat, Tracy, just a minute ago.
Mm-hmm.
I said, okay, look, over the last 10 years or more of being at these conferences, I'm standing on stage and I'm looking out at the audience. There you are. You're sitting on the first row, but you're not just sitting there on your phone. Like, you've got a notepad and you've got a pen. To this day, like, you're doing over $10 million in commissions. I understand that a decade ago, when you got your notepad and your pen out and you're writing but you've been there on the front row just about at every single conference that I can remember. And to this day, you're showing up with a notepad and a pen. 10 years later.
Yeah. Because, and that's the point I was making, because Tracy's in the game.
Yeah.
That's why, look, Tracy, these athletes,
yeah,
that are making 20, 50, whatever $1 million. They go out and they're practicing their putting and they're in the game. It's got nothing to do. Okay, look, Tracy, you and I in the beginning, it was about like making money and surviving. And you get beyond that point, it's about the game. Okay. So like many years ago, the threshold was Todd and I were like, can we get members to $1 million a year? That was it. The threshold now is $1 million a month.
Amen.
That's the new $1 million a year for Craig Proctor members is $1 million a month. Now, some of you watching this, like, you think, well, that's far out. That's radical thinking. But it wasn't long ago, Tracy, when you were making 600K, you would have thought this was radical, right? If we go back in time, when I first met you, you're doing 600K, you were probably thinking, if I could just get to $1 million, right? If I'd have said to you back then, when you were making 600K a year, hey, you won't even be, your annual income, you won't even be satisfied with that being your monthly income.
Right.
You would have been blown away. You're like, okay, whatever. Right. Yeah. So, this is the benefit of hanging around with people that are doing the thing that you want to do, or perhaps better said, this is about you coming to Orlando and hanging around with people where you don't even believe you could ever do what they're doing. We're going to coach you up on how to present this. First of all, you got to be in a position where you have an overflow business. Right. Let me repeat that again. Todd and Tracy and I, we're not, the prescription is not for everybody. We're not saying, oh, everyone should run out and hire an inside sales agent and outside sales. You don't need that until you get the overflow of business. So number one, let's coach you up on the marketing, get the overflow of business. And then we start to replace you. And then you can make it really, really big. And then you can do the thing that Tracy's doing that Tracy couldn't even believe he's doing what he's doing now. If we went back in a time capsule, Tracy, if we went back in time, the little Back to the Future thing, and I said to you the day I met you, said, hey, Tracy, you know how you're making 600K a year? You're going to do $1 million a month. You'd be like, get lost, Craig. No way. So here we are.
So we will see you at the Craig Proctor Mega Systems for the Market Shift Conference, exclusively for you and your team members, July 28th, 29th, and 30th in Orlando, Florida. Let's go serve big.